Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for the Belle Collective Season 2 Reunion Part 2. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. So we pick up where we left off, right? Finding out if Glendale is the father. Glendale, in the case of the baby that's almost 14 years old, you are not the father. Here he go. I told you, man. I told you. See, you can't believe everything that come out of my mouth. I understand that. You know, I love your soul, Tisha. You my best friend. I met you when we were 17. Boy, shut up. Okay? Shut it up, please. Okay, for me, honey, and I might be on an island by myself. You dodged a bullet, but the fact still remains that you thought you were, which means you had sex with no condom, which means you were putting her health at risk, which means it's a hell no for me. So, I mean, all this standing up and I told you and I knew it. I'm like, oh, child, honey. So she's sitting there, she starts shaking, she started crying. So Carlos asked Glen how he feels about it. You know he feel good. He was like, I feel good. So Carlos tells Glen it's his hope that he will learn from this and be reintroduced to his wife. He was like, yeah, I want to get to know the new Tisha. I feel like the new Tisha is dope. I feel like you a lie, okay? Because when the season was going on and you realized this is season 1, not season 2. When season 1 was happening and she was really getting her footing, and that's when she had that bad wig cocked to the side like a pistol, he was sitting in her face. That's when she had that office honey in the bedroom in a little bitty corner, and he acted like he did not want her to shine. Now all of a sudden, because you see the show picking up traction, the new Tisha is dope. But you was sitting there complaining because she wouldn't fry you up some chicken and make them glory greens. And don't think I forgot. Something about Glen just doesn't give me emotional maturity. I'm not buying it. I feel like he happy that he dodged this bullet, but now he gonna just be more careful when he get out there and do what he do. I hate to be a skeptic, honey, but it ain't giving me nothing. It just ain't giving me nothing. So he was like, yeah, a lot of men, this is what Carlos is telling him, that are successful, they think, as long as they pay the bills, they go to work, they are free to do whatever. He's like, listen, it's okay for your woman to shine. And it's not fair to Letitia to be afraid to dream for fear that while she's dreaming and doing her thing and really progressing, another woman is going to come in and take her place. And I felt like that was a word. Because so many women are afraid to do them because they feel like, well, dang, if I don't pay attention over here, then my husband's going to feel neglected and then he's going to go over here and do this, that, and this. But if you have a true partner that really wants to build with you, that wouldn't be an issue. So for me, I felt like Carlos finally said something that was what needed to be said. Moving forward. So now that we got Glendale out the way, we move on over to the men in this fishing trip and this Braille that Willie is listening to. Now, I know you can't hear Braille, but that's what he thinks and that's what he hears when he hears them speak down in the sip. Baby, Willie don't know what they talking about. He really don't know. So they're showing the fishing trip, which was a hilarious scene. And I know y'all seen it throughout the season. So they show Glen and Willie talking about Plategate. So both of them are like defending their wives. Glen is like, she came with the dirty plate, acting like Tisha is the one that put the plate together. So Willie got his wife back and they going back and forth and back. And I was like, we didn't see that. So that was a little never before seen footage that they happened to share with us. So then they asked Cliff about sleeping with JJ's ex. And JJ was like, well, gosh darn it. That what the street was saying. When I looked him in the eye, he didn't deny it. So, seemed like a truth. Okay. Okay, JJ, you and your plats. So then Glen was like, Cliff said, yeah, he would never do that. I sat down and I asked him. And he said, why would I do such a thing? I wouldn't do that. But then when we all got together, the only thing he could say was, well, I ain't see no ring. So JJ was like, okay, so there you have it. So Carlos asked Cliff, did you sleep with JJ's ex? He gonna say, we ain't do no sleeping. We was wide awoke. Not wide awoke. Carlos said, so you were wide awake. Oh, I love the South, baby. Oh, honey. Not wide awoke. He was like, no. So here go Carlos. Are you gaslighting me? Honey, it seems like. So he rephrased the question. Cliff, did you have sexual relations with that woman who happened to be JJ's ex? So finally he admitted to it. And he was like, was that BL or AL? Was that before Latrice or after Latrice? He said, Latrice was playing with toys when I was playing with bigger things. Now Latrice was playing with toys. Child, this is a fool. Baby, and I see Glen standing up, twirling around. Glen surely is relaxed, y'all. He relaxed and talking now because he was hush mouth before them results. He couldn't say nothing. So then we take a look at Tambra's fertility journey. You know, the one with no sex without a condom. So we take a look at her fertility journey, and then they show Tisha talking about her emotional connection with Greedy Damon. So Greedy Damon is on stage, right? And so Carlos said, well, Damon, what is the relationship with you and Tisha? He just looking. Was there a relationship? Nah. Did y'all ever date? No. Did you ever have sex? Nah. Did you ever kiss? Did y'all notice he was silent and then the editing cut to something else? I said, oh, baby, he didn't answer. He gonna say, we were friends. So Carlos wants to know, why is she saying this? He gonna say, well, I don't know. Because I feel like she could have said this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. So then Tambra in her real voice, they pipe up and she's like, it's the show. She wanted to be on the show. She was like, cause I'm just figuring it out myself, Carlos. You tell me why. So baby, we getting that real Tambra voice and she is really getting hype. She was like, yeah, I saw Tisha several times before the show and she ain't never said nothing. You a known lie. You been lying all your life. Carlos said, well, if she was infatuated, then yes. And she was like, yeah, she was infatuated. She said she been present and she been in front of me from back in the day. She ain't never said nothing to me. She's like, I live my life a different type of way. I went to college. I'm like, what is going on, honey? What are you even talking about? So Tambra talking about all her life she had to fight. All her life Tisha was lying, honey. She was like, so don't come for me. Tambra, let me just say this. Please use this voice going forward, honey. Now back to the mess. I believe something went on, honey, because Tambra, you a little bit too hyped for me. Okay, and the woman ain't even here. And Carlos, if you really wanted to pull a double whammy, honey, which I think, he was really trying to go easy on Tambra. If you really wanted to lay it all out there, where's Tisha? Because Carlos let it be known that Tisha was a decorator on the set last season when they had the reunion. So where's she at this season? Tambra probably told him, you bring Tisha and I ain't coming. And that's just that on that. Moving forward. So Carlos said, okay, Tambra, I've never seen you this hype. Like, why are you so hype? Tambra said, because from season 1, Tisha was saying that she had dirt on all of us. And she went to the producers and said that she wanted to be on the show. So Letitia was like, I was really hurt when Tambra told me that because I didn't know that they were sending emails and she was trying to get on the show. And I even told Glen that it was like news to me. So Tambra claims that Tisha called Damon and asked, what they had going on. And she is the one that told Damon Greedy, don't tell her nothing. Don't tell her nothing about me. If she asks you what we got going on, then don't say nothing. Oh, okay. Well, that's exactly what he did. And I can almost guarantee you when he said nothing, he carried on through with the nothing. Because, we're going to see this lie all the way through. I'm saying that we don't got nothing, so I'm finna show her that we ain't got nothing. Girl, that was dumb. If it wasn't no secret and we've already seen you on season 1, why not say we're in a relationship? Just say that. Moving forward. So Tambra is on her soapbox, honey, talking about she knows he's innocent. She been knowing he's innocent from day 1. The girl just want to be on the platform. And Greedy Damon over there talking about, I don't want to disrespect no women. Sir, sit back. So then Letitia was like, I was confused because I didn't know who to believe. And Glen wasn't for it because he's her ex-brother-in-law. And I was like, what? So apparently, y'all, she used to be married to Glen's brother. Child, what in the 6 degrees of separation is happening here? How big is Jackson? Child, somebody comment down below and tell me how big Jackson is, honey, because everybody know everybody. So Damon gonna say, me and Tambra, we fought day and night because of that. Well, what y'all fighting day and night for if y'all solid? Yeah, it's a lie. Because, what y'all fighting about? Just what? I still don't think the two of them are being 100% honest, though. But, I guess we can move on. Okay. So Carlos asked if they were still together, and Tambra was like, yes. Are y'all living together? Yes. He gonna say, unfortunately. She gonna say, no, he's saying unfortunately because he says I'm OCD. And that's because, that's why he's saying that. I wish a man would beg me to move in with him and then say, unfortunately, when asked on a public platform. Child, I wish I would, baby, please. See, Tambra, this is the reason why this man behaves the way he does. It's giving goofy. Now, Tambra, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. I don't know if y'all listen to these reviews or not. I'm not sure if we're the same age or if Tambra is a little bit younger or a little bit older. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking we're about the same age. Okay, because I know me and Latrice are about the same age. Tambra, we are too damn old to be making excuses for men being disrespectful. He just said, I don't want to disrespect women, but then turned right around and said, unfortunately, when talking about being with you. His body language is saying, I'm over here and you over there. Pick up on the cues, honey. Use your cat eye. Moving forward. So then Carlos asked her, are they having unprotected sex? And Tambra said, per the doctor, we are, because that's what the doctor advised. Girl, you living with him and defending him to no end, so I'm sure y'all having unprotected sex, girl. Let's just get into it. So she said, she thought that she was just going to get pregnant after 1 or 2 times. She's like, I never knew the science behind it. Tambra, how old are you, ma'am? I know you didn't think, just trying one time, you was just going to pop up pregnant. It doesn't work like that for everybody. So Carlos said, well, that's only if you have a piercing. Because, that's Glendale's last name. So he looked at Letitia and Glendale and they looking like, now how did I get in it? So he shaded them a little bit. Child, the way I would have gathered Carlos' shady self when he said that. Baby, I would have gathered him so good. So then we move on to Willie being homesick. And, he said Ben and Jackson, they're very sweet people, but he's from New York. Okay. And right now he's trying to support Akeisha. And basically you're there because your wife is on this show. Welcome to the SIP. Moving forward. Now on to Latrice and her baby drama. Latrice need a baby nup. Shout out to Portia. Latrice, you need a baby nup. Child, call Peach Juice and ask her what you need to put in there so Cliff can quit acting a fool. So they show what she addressed during the season about her not being, completely ready to have a baby. And so Carlos asked, what's the baby update? And of course, Latrice said, she's still standing on, no, I don't want to have a baby right now. So Cliff gonna say, well, I'm going to support my wife. And I'm going to, I don't know what Cliff was saying because the closed caption was not closed captioning. I said, now y'all know Cliff gives mush mouth. Y'all know y'all got to have them closed captions on for Cliff. And I like me some Cliff, but we gonna have to keep them closed captions on. So then he asked how Cliff felt hearing Latrice's mom say that she had married her dad. He gonna say, well, she said that because she feel like Latrice need a father figure, and I think it turned out really good. Cliff, I'm not about to... Cliff crazy as hell. Cliff, I'm not about to play. So Latrice feels like, her mom is right. And what Cliff doesn't understand is it feels like when you don't have a dad that you weren't loved, but it's probably why she likes older men because she's trying to fill that void. And me personally, I just feel like Latrice needs to seek some therapy for her daddy issues because it's very, I don't want to say it's weird, but it's almost, I don't know, it's something that needs to be talked about. I'm just going to say that. And she was like, I don't want a baby right now. I just don't. So Carlos was telling her basically, that's okay. The worst thing you can do is sit down and have a baby because your man wants you to have a baby. Because then, everybody wants kids right away, but it's okay that you're still being selfish because the child will know that they are not wanted in that moment. So that you don't resent Cliff and you don't mistreat your child, do what is best for you. And that's what I've been saying all season. And that's just that on that. So then they take a break, right, y'all? And we see Glen and Letitia in the dressing room. And she's like, I'm glad it's over, but you know what? Just knowing that you was going to step up, I applaud you for that. Tisha, what are we applauding him for? It's something about the name Tisha. It's something about the name Tisha, honey, on these own shows. Let me be very clear. Because I don't want the Tishas of the world out there, because my sister is a Tisha. So I don't want the Tishas of the world out there thinking that they just going to stay with somebody because they name Tisha. That's not what I'm saying. If you get on and your name Letitia, you gonna stand by your man. And I already knew she wasn't leaving Glen. They've been together since they were 17. She in the back talking about she applaud him. Child, they gonna be together through thick and thin, through bad wigs, through Enterprise, and through Glory Greens. And that's just that on that. So she was like, well, maybe we should just date. He was like, I would love to date you again because the new you is just so dope. And baby, these two are giving me black telenovela. I wish Letitia and Glendale all the best. Moving forward. So now on to Sophia and JJ and their daughters. So Sky was unable to attend, but the other two daughters are there, and of course Dee is on stage. So they show their blended family and what happened with them throughout the season. And so Dee tells Carlos, that they're working on things, but it's not quite where it should be. And so Carlos asked Dee if she felt like she wasn't treated fairly because she was darker. And she said, yeah, that's how I was feeling. One of the sisters was like, I just feel like light-skinned people get treated better in general. Like just in life, I feel like they get treated better. But I don't think that that's the reason why we were treating her like that. Carlos asked Sophia, how did she feel, hearing that Dee felt like that? And Sophia said, she felt like she failed because she should have been pouring into her daughter and letting her know, listen, no matter your skin color, you're beautiful. No matter what people say about you, you are beautiful. Now, I heard a lot of people saying, well, she's only a few shades darker than JJ's daughters. Y'all got to understand the lighting on a set will make you appear lighter than you actually are. So when you see the person in real life, they're a little bit darker. So I don't know exactly her shade and I don't know exactly what she went through, but that's her truth. That's how she feels based on how she was treated from his daughters. And as for Sophia, there's no handbook. Like, I love that you're taking responsibility and accountability for what happened, but the world is just cruel. So even if you pour it into her every single day, it could still be her seeing herself and seeing the treatment of others. And I think colorism is, a topic that more of us should actually talk about. The dialogue that they're opening up right here is very important. It's very important for us to get that out there. So JJ was saying that he feels like it's because his daughters were celebrities and they were worldwide. Shout out to Candy Birds. They were worldwide, and he feel like Dee might have felt kind of threatened by that, but the reason why is because he made them like that. He taught them to be that, and she shouldn't be offended. Now, it's only a select few people that know your daughters, and you have to be fans of the show Bring It. Or Joe Schmo walking down the street does not know your daughters. Now, maybe that's just me. But I also don't feel like it's fair to say to Dee, well, maybe it's because my children popular. Maybe it's because my children famous and they've been on TV before. I don't think that's fair to say. That's her truth. That's how she feels. And that's just that on that. So then Carlos asked Marie about the light eyes comment. And Marie said, I just feel like men or women with light colored eyes, even when you want to say no, they make you say yes. So Carlos gonna say, is this just something in Jackson? Is like the colorism thing? Is that just in the South? Carlos, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Colorism does not just exist in the South. Is it very prevalent in the South even today? Absolutely. But it's not just in the South. I was like, what are you talking about? So then Akeisha was like, yeah, it just took me back to Marie saying that I called everybody ugly, but Tambra, because she was light skinned. Well, Dr. Antoinette, she was light skinned as well. So, I don't know if Marie maybe was just talking about the cast that is still present or what was going on. But Akeisha said, I just felt like that was colorism, because if I'm going to call somebody ugly, it ain't got nothing to do with your skin color. I just think you're ugly. Akeisha, how about you don't call people ugly, no matter what skin color they are, no matter who they are or how they look? Keep it to your damn self. How about that? Okay? How about you just don't call people ugly? Like, girl, what? So Marie was like, girl, I was just being shady. Okay? I don't think you're colorist. I was just being shady. Okay? That's it. I'm happy that there was an open dialogue, like I said, about colorism, because people hate to address it, but it needs to be addressed. And with open communication, we can learn from both sides. So I loved it. Moving forward. So then we revisit Marie's journey this season. And it was strange because they showed Marie's interaction with her mom at the trap house and all of this. And then all of a sudden, Carlos was like, so let's get the updates. Marie, what's the latest with you and Jerez? I was like, what? So basically, Marie said this. She said she's not giving up on her mother. She's still trying. And Jerez is still being a great dad. As for Tambra, she is hosting more and doing what she loves to do and working on that baby. Latrice just closed on a new Goddess Lengths, and her and Cliff are working on 30 Airbnbs. They just did 2 so far, and now they're working on some more. I know that's right, child. That's what I'm talking about. But those Airbnbs can be a headache. Anyway, that's a whole nother story for another day. Akeisha is still dedicated to the Fair Street project, and she formed a group to develop, the 200 or 300 blocks of the Fair Street. Baby. Not Akeisha done put together a whole panel and left all the ladies out. Child, this is a fool. Moving forward. Sophia, she says she's hosting fitness classes because she's big into fitness. And if you have not checked out the interview that Scotty by Nature did with Sophia, it actually was really enlightening. And I like Sophia. You know, she came in a little bit shady, but I really love the fact that she said that, you know, as far as her, how she rolls, she does interviews and things to bring up people that you might not know. She's all about helping smaller people and bringing up her community and just helping, you know, people to rise like she's rising. And I love that about her. So I really think y'all should go check out that interview. Shout out to Scotty by Nature. It actually was a really good interview, and you'll get a lot more insight into who Sophia, aka So Gucci, actually is. She's expanding her real estate portfolio as well. As for Latrice, she's like, I have a self-help book coming out with a custom collection. A custom collection of what? Of what exact? Of what? Because she didn't elaborate on that. She's a business consultant for Hamilton and Davis. She's doing property management. She's the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. Child. And she got all these jobs, honey. All these jobs. Letitia got about 50 titles. Girl, what exactly is being executed, honey? I will see you, Bells, on the flip side, honey. Cheers to a wonderful second season. So they bring out the champagne, and that is a wrap for season 2. Child, the Bells were bringing it, honey. This was a good season to me. Hopefully season 3 is even better and they get a few more episodes. Take some from Huntsville and give to the Bells. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this season. What did you think about Reunion Part 2? What did y'all think about Glendale being named not the father? Because that was the biggest thing of Part 2. Part 2 didn't really give us nothing. You know, it's some stuff we already went over. But the biggest thing was that paternity test. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.